Hey, what's up? I know I usually share a lot of prompting methods on this channel, but if you're sick and tired of hearing about frameworks and sequences and prompt templates, well, then this video is for you. Sometimes you just want to be able to type something simple and get something useful back without the homework and all that kind of stuff. And I know that because that's exactly what my wife said to me. About several weeks ago, I was walking her through one of my prompt workflows, the structure, the context layer, the sequencing, all that. And she was listening, but then she kind of looked at me and said, yeah, Craig, that's great, but I'm never going to remember any of this. So why don't you just do it for me? I'm sitting there thinking like, yeah, I ain't got time for that. But I thought maybe what I could do is I could build something that would help her. And that's exactly what I did. It's a workflow in NotebookLM and Gemini that takes any messy kind of half-assed prompt that you throw at it, and it turns it into a clean, structured prompt that actually works for two reasons, which I'm going to explain here in a moment. And it works every time. There's no frameworks, there's no templates, and there's no homework, right? I'm handing you everything that you need to build it yourself right now. So let's hop into it. So I want to make this real quick, but I want to get some basic but very important information out of the way first. What actually happens when most people use AI is that you have an idea, it might be vague, you know what you want kind of, so you type something out. For an example, I want to learn how to play guitar, but I'm a complete beginner and I don't have a lot of time. So the AI will do something with that. And sometimes it's great. And sometimes, many times, it completely misses, right? Especially a prompt like that. The thing is that you're never really going to know what you're going to get when you give it a simple, small prompt like that. But wouldn't it be great to know that you're going to get something back good regardless, right? So the advice that you always hear, though, when you don't get a good response, and I've said it, is write a better prompt. Be more specific, add more context, use a system. But here's the thing that nobody's saying out loud. That's freaking exhausting. And it's very hard to scale that way if you're always looking for your prompts and trying to copy and paste and everything like that. Every new topic, every single topic, you're starting over. You're figuring out what context is going to matter. And you're hoping that this time the output is actually going to land for you, right? But there's a better way. And it starts with understanding why most prompts fail in the first place. Now, most prompts fail for two reasons. There's no structure and no thinking guide. So let me quickly explain both. So when you type in a conversational idea into AI with no structure, the AI really just has to guess. It guesses what fields matter. It guesses what format you want. It guesses how detailed to actually go. And every time you ask for something new, it guesses differently, right? And that's why outputs are going to be inconsistent. It's not because the AI is bad. It's because it has nothing that's really anchoring the response. But a way to fix that is utilizing JSON code. Now, don't worry if you don't know how to write JSON code or even what JSON code is. JSON is basically just a structured list. That's literally all it is. It defines exactly what fields the response needs to contain before the AI actually starts generating anything, all right? Again, you don't have to worry about any of this. But you want to think of it like a form that the AI has to fill out. For instance, for the guitar example, it would be maybe the skill level, practice schedule, the budget, learning style, really whatever the job requires and nothing extra. The JSON allows the AI to not wander. It can't pad, it can't drift because the JSON structure tells it exactly what the output needs to look like. But that's only half the solution because structure alone doesn't fix everything. JSON tells the AI what to produce. It doesn't tell the AI how to think. And without a reasoning guide, the AI still makes assumptions. It fills in gaps with whatever feels right at the moment. Two identical inputs can have completely different qualities of output. And I'm sure that you've seen that. And that's where the second layer comes in. It's underneath the JSON. It's step-by-step instructions the AI gives itself before it begins responding. Thing is, it's not instructions for you. It's a thinking path for the AI. So instead of guessing how to approach your request, it follows a defined reasoning sequence every single time. Structure tells the AI what to output. The reasoning layer tells it how to think before it does. And together, that's what makes this workflow work so well. One without the other leaves something broken. So let's build it. This is the part you've been waiting for. And I'm sorry it took so long to actually get to this point, but I thought that that was important to actually explain. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to be using two tools. There's going to only be two files, and you're going to be able to build this in 5 to 10 minutes. You can build this with me right now if you'd like, but let me walk through the process first, right? So step one, you're going to open up Notebook LM. So go to notebooklm.google.com and create a new notebook. Okay, so when you first land in Notebook LM, you're going to end up on a screen just like this. And what you're going to want to do is just click Create New Notebook, and you're going to close this window that pops up right away. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to name the notebook. So you're going to click right up in here, and you're going to call it whatever you want. And then what we're going to do is we're going to, over on the right-hand side where you see the studio and all of this information, at the bottom, you're going to see Add Note, and you're going to add the note right there. And the very first note that we're going to add is the system instructions. So we're going to call it exactly that. So you can call the file whatever you want. Just make sure that system instructions is actually there. So as you can see, I called it Prompt Optimizer System Instructions. And this area here is where you want to paste the actual prompt that I'm going to give you. There's going to be a Notion document, like always. You're going to be able to get all the prompts from there and copy and paste this in here. But I'm just going to put it in here real quick. I have it already built in to one of my snippets. So JSON snippet, boom, there it is. So that is the very first set of system instructions. Now what we're going to do very simply is we're just going to click Convert to Source. Once we click Convert to Source, it moves right over here. So now what exactly is the system instructions? It's basically the rules file. It's going to tell Gemini exactly how to handle every input you give it. So you've already pasted it in, or you put it in and you converted it to a source. You can also do it through a document, a Google Doc or a text file, and you can just upload that source. But in this, we just need those two files. So it's easier to just do it as a note and then convert it to a source. So we already have our first one here. So now we have to add the second file, which is going to be called the example pairs, or prompt optimizer example pairs. And with that, just follow the same process as the previous step. So with that, we're going to click Convert to Source. Now, this is the step that most people skip. Don't skip it. These system instructions, they tell Gemini how to think. The examples show what good actually looks like. So without examples, Gemini kind of interprets the rules on its own and decides what a solid output is going to look like. And that's where things can start to drift. With the examples in the notebook, Gemini now has a reference point, a real before and after it can measure against itself. It's going to self-correct before it ever even responds to you. So now once you have this added in there and you convert it to a source, you're going to see that the conversational input on top, the clean structured output is underneath. The examples that I put here are the ones that I use. Again, these are all going to be linked in the Notion doc that's in the description. So now that that's done, what we're going to do is we're going to hop over to Google Gemini and we're going to connect these things, because now we've got the two files. They're both uploaded. The notebook is 100% built. So let's show you how to use it in Gemini now. So this is step two. We're going to connect it to Gemini. So just go to gemini.google.com, start a new chat. And what you're going to do is you're going to click the plus button in the prompt box right here, right? That's where you're going to be able to add your sources. So select Notebook LM, click Add, and that's it. You chose the notebook you just built, you popped it in there. There's no setup prompt, there's no activation step. The moment that you attach the notebook, Gemini shifts. It reads both files as the absolute truth and brings everything else, internet access, real-time data, full reasoning capability, which is what Notebook LM cannot really do. The notebook is what keeps everything consistent. Gemini is actually now kind of what's doing the heavy lifting. So all you need to do is just start typing your messy, kind of half-assed prompt idea and go, right? So and here's one more thing if you want. You can actually package this as a dedicated tool that you can return to anytime without reattaching it. So the way to do that is you actually create a gem. So how do you do a gem? Very simple. Or over on the left-hand side, you're going to see gems. All you got to do is click that. It's going to open up a window like that. Scroll down to the bottom. where it says plus new gem in the gem manager. So you're going to click that and you're going to get to this page here. So we can just click got it. We click got it. So give your gem a name. So then all you need to do is just paste in that prompt. Now that you've pasted the prompt in there, the last thing that you want to do is just connect the actual notebook file and you are done. Click save, save the gem. It's been created. So we can start the chat if we want. And so here's the gem. And now you can see that it is over here listed on the left, just like your normal conversations would be and all that kind of stuff. So let's do a quick demo and see how it works. I'm going to do it through the gem. It's going to work the same exact way that it would if it was just a regular chat. But let me show you what it actually looks like in action. So we're going to use that same kind of prompt example that I used before. I want to learn how to play guitar. I don't have a tremendous amount of time each week, and I'm an absolute beginner. So very, very, very basic prompt, right? As you can see, right? And then I'm going to hit submit. And you can see how it comes back right away. It comes back with the JSON schema. Like I said, you don't have to worry about writing that yourself. This is giving it the parameters that is needed. And then underneath it is the chain of thought, right? Which is basically the conversational part of the process. You can see it's clean, it's structured. Only the fields that actually matter for the job is there. There's nothing extra, and there's also nothing missing. And all you have to do at this point is just click copy code, paste this in there. You can see it's the whole prompt. JSON code is right there, and then the chain of thought prompt is right there already. I'm going to hit enter, and it's going to go through, and it's going to lay out initially what we're going to need to give Gemini to actually create this plan for us. But you can see from that simple prompt that was just off the top of my head, I was able to create the good prompt, the optimized prompt with JSON code for the formatting, as well as the information, and then give me this result, which is pretty damn cool. You can do this for anything, right? And it's going to help you create that perfect prompt structure to be able to just paste into a new chat. And you can paste this, it doesn't have to be in Gemini. It can be in Claude, it can be in Grok, it can be in ChatGPT. Wherever you want to use the actual prompt is fine. You're just building this inside of Gemini, but you can see this just takes seconds with this actual workflow. So here's what I want you to really take out of all of this, right? First off, you should always practice getting better at crafting prompts and context engineering. But sometimes when you just want to put in a quick off the top of your head prompt to AI real quick, well, that's when this can be used pretty much any time that you want. You just need those 2 files, 1 notebook, and Gemini. And this works with the free basic Google account. And from that point on, whatever you throw at it comes back clean, comes back structured, and ready to actually use. And if you're wondering what my wife said, who basically asked me to kind of build this in the first place, well, she now uses this multiple times a day, and she does not ask me to explain a single thing to her. So it's totally a win-win. But other than that, that's it. I hope this helps. Let me know in the comments what comes back, how this has helped you out. Let me know if it helps you out. Other than that, this is Craig, and I will see you on the next video. Take care. Bye.